By Samardzija, inside the 20, inside the 10, he's going in! Notre Dame has scored!
Go! You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal!
Notre Dame is relevant again.
The 20, the 10, 5-5 rocket touchdown!
Notre Dame is number one!
It's a game of who's going to flinch first. We know that isn't going to be Notre Dame.
Hello, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving week on the Golden Domers Report. I'm Landon Traylor, joined by John Richards and Logan Traylor. Dylan is out today. He's prepping his turkey a little early, getting the gizzard out a little early. So with that being said, today's show is a special one. The last week of the regular season for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, as they only play 12 games, no conference championship, of course. We'll break down the Wake Forest game. We'll preview Stanford, recap week 12, and then we'll preview the last week of college football as we know it. It's pretty sad to see it go, but the college football landscape changes after this season. It's the last week of CFB as we know it. So let's get right into it. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish hammer Wake Forest 45-7 on Saturday to go 8-3 on the year. Sam Hartman has a great bounce back game after the bye week, going 21 of 29, 277 yards and 4 touchdowns. Audric Estime has 115 yards and 1 touchdown. He has 100 plus yards in every home game this season and has over 2,000 yards rushing. Rico Flores had 102 yards receiving, and Howard crossed the third with 9 tackles. For the defensive side, the Irish held Wake Forest to just 98 pass yards. They had 36 carries for 134 yards. There was a lot of big runs in there. They had a fumble, and Notre Dame also fumbled, forced a fumble as well. Spencer Schrader missed a field goal, and now we can get right into it here. That first drive of the ball game was scary. If we're being honest here, I did not like our chances of blowing them out after that first drive. We go 3 and out, and then Wake Forest on the next drive, they're marching. And then it took an offensive penalty to kind of move them back. So we got bailed out a couple times. We went empty-handed on our first 2 drives, finally got in the end zone on the third, but we give up a touchdown the very next one. So it was a weird first about 25 minutes of the game, and then we blew it open, Logan.
Yeah, so finally was able to watch the game last night, the full game. I was checking it on my phone while I was coaching Saturday. Checked it when it was 17-7, and obviously kind of after watching this team and what they've done this year, you kind of know probably, or you have some good educated guesses of why the score would indicate how you're playing. And kind of similar things when I went back and looked at it. It's I don't understand how offensively we prepare, and obviously it's known that you have a script of what you're really going to try to do the first 2-3 possessions, maybe even 4, I don't know. But you have a script of what you're trying to do, and obviously didn't work. Defensively, we've been able to do it all year and be able to find some success doing that defensively, but offensively it was just not, what we wanted, especially in the first quarter. But, saw some things that we've been wanting to see. It was nice to see some play action. Sam made some really good throws. The offense was simplified as well. It wasn't too complex to where it's like, okay, we're really changing, our scheme or anything. There wasn't much change scheme-wise, but it was good to see guys, get involved. Tobias got involved. Jaden got involved. Riordan got involved. So that was good to see. Rico Flores, obviously, with a big game with going, 8 for 100 or like 103, I think it was. So that hasn't happened in a while, which is kind of sad to see. But, it's what's frustrating is this team. I think special teams, they've improved so much, having the blocked field goal. Our defense has it seems like they keep getting better. It keeps, they keep growing. And just unfortunate. Our offense is just so up and down. It's never been consistent, and that's
Why
the
we're
story of this year.
It's why we're 8-3. It's why we're sitting here 8-3 instead of 11-0. Now, Wake Forest lonesome touchdown. It came through the hands of trick plays. They broke out 2 trick plays in the same drive to score a touchdown. That's usually what happens when your offense does not work. And we've seen that from Wake all season long. Their offense does not work. So they had to break out 2 trick plays or gadget plays, if you will. So JR, overall, I mean, it was 17-7 at half. And I know you probably were sitting there fuming just as I was in the stadium. The end of the half, I don't know if you guys remember this, was an absolute train wreck. Yet another train wreck from Coach Marcus Freeman and staff. Another train wreck. Clock management, none, JR.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Dylan, save the neck for me, Clark. Shout out to my mom. It was her 80th on Saturday, so I didn't have a chance to really watch the game with much focus and in-depth concentration, but I saw enough. Mm-hmm. And I want to go back to Logan's point about how we prepare, because I think we prepared one way, and then it was like the second half, let's start going vertical all of a sudden, and I don't know where it was all year, but we did start throwing the ball vertically down the field. Our receivers, found some space. Hartman was able to deliver some balls in some areas where our guys could make the catch. I mean, the pass to Merriweather was so underthrown. But at least we started to, go vertical consistently throughout the course of the game. And we didn't just try it once or twice. And that seemed to kind of release the pressure and allowed our kids to just play football. There wasn't this tension and this, ground and pound, and they were able to play more free. I don't know if that is a point of growth, or if it was, it's senior day, we got nothing else to lose, we don't have anything to play for, we're playing against Wake Forest, let's try it out and see how it works. So I don't know, you guys. I've been clamoring for more vertical play, and I keep getting rebuffed by, we don't have any playmakers and we don't have any receivers and we can't throw the ball downfield. I'm sorry, I don't think that's the case.
Right. Yeah, I agree with
maybe
that.
A little bit limited, and maybe we had some injury problems, but we clearly can do it. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
I was thinking the same thing. That's a very, very interesting take.
Yeah, I'm sorry, for the better part of 10, 11 weeks at Freeman's press conferences, he constantly defers to this. It's not about how. We need to know why. I'm tired of hearing we need to know why. I want to see the answers to the why and the how. And maybe that happened this weekend. But now we're in this position where it's too late. Hartman's gone. I mean, Angeli came in, and did you see some of the comments that our OC made about him making changes at the line of scrimmage upon himself? It's like, where has that been?
And so, calls a better game than Parker.
I mean, I don't want to say that, but it's clear that there's a disconnect somewhere along this season, and a trepidation to let our kids play offensive football. And maybe some of that has to do with our makeup and the situation the teams we were playing, and leaning on our defense. But guys, wasted opportunity.
It is.
And here we are in the last week, and we're kind of looking in on the outside. And, come this time next year, the landscape changes. We can't afford a third loss. we can't even afford a second loss if we want to make this 12-team playoff.
Right.
So this weekend next year is going to look drastically different just because more teams are going to be, looking to get into the college football playoff.
Absolutely. Logan, go ahead.
Do you think our wide receivers have, after what they did Saturday, do you think that's a sign of they are getting developed? Because I'm just asking you as a coach, like if I have a young team, and I don't know if you're much about your coaching career and the teams that you've had. If I have a young team, especially with wide receivers, and they're playing the schedule we do, and they've struggled against good defenses, and they do that Saturday, is that a positive for you as a coach, or is that wow, I wish we would have trusted these kids more?
I think it's a little bit of both, but more the latter than the previous stated. I think you always have to have a belief and a trust in your kids, no matter how green or how veteran they may be. At some point, you have to cut the leash and you have to turn it over to them. And then maybe you pull back and you simplify. But it's too late for that. The other aspect of that is if you look at the production from the wide receiver group that day and you look at the numbers, I think 15 receptions for almost 300 yards between a bunch of freshmen and sophomore. Mm-hmm. So that does point to a good development. But again, I have much less confidence in how we got there. And I think it's more of a product of, we have nothing to lose at this point. So, it's 17-7.5. Something happened in that locker room to where it was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And in that second half, you see Wake Forest fumbled the football. The very next play, the Notre Dame has the ball. It's a 1-2 punch, touchdown Notre Dame. That really deflated Wake Forest, and it was over from then. I mean, it was 17-7.5. Wake turns it over. Notre Dame scores 24-7. Wake Forest punts. Notre Dame scores. It's 31-7 in the blink of an eye. So you're right. The second half was an absolute beatdown. I'm not going to talk too much on it. The first half was just very concerning to me. It was very, very concerning. It's what we've seen all year, guys. I mean, to be honest with you both, it's what we've seen. It was very predictable, that first half, JR.
Yeah, but think of it like the, I'll say it like this, Logan. When I was a first-time coach, much like, and again, it's apples and oranges. We're comparing, nickels to, $1,000 bills here. But, when I was a first-year head coach, I was probably much less confident in myself as just a general tactician, strategist, game manager, whatever, substituting. So again, this is what you get from a very green rookie offensive coordinator. He probably doesn't, I guess the best way to put it was he's probably preparing and trying to execute, not to screw up, as opposed to, man, guns a-blazing, let's let it rip. Yeah. Nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And that goes with Freeman too. This is only his second year. Let's keep things close to the vest. I don't know. I think it's more of a coaching. I've been consistent on this all year. I think it's more of a scheme and a coaching issue than it is a talent issue in the room, because we've seen it in games.
Mm-hmm. We have. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have. Now, my player of the game for senior day last Saturday was Sam Hartman. He played a phenomenal game against his old team. I know it's cliche to make the quarterback, but just his performance meant a little more to him, I think. They showed him on the video board. The fan base really loves him. It's a shame to see him go. I just wish he turned out a little better this year. It just stings looking at it now, like what we could be. And, looking like JR and I were talking before the show, we're looking on the outside in, and it just stings so badly that it just stings. Now, the play of the game for me is Sam Hartman to Greathouse for a 48-yard touchdown late in the fourth quarter to kind of put things on ice. That really was the last throw that Sam Hartman made, actually, was a touchdown pass to Jaden Greathouse. So, hey, one more left, and before we move on to that, let's take a look around college football last week. It was a dicey week in college football. Michigan looks ahead. It looks like they were very sloppy against Maryland. They were up big, blew it, and then they win 31-24 at Maryland. It's Ohio State week. It was Ohio State week from week one, to be honest with you, with that schedule they had this year. So Louisville comes back and punches their ticket to the first ACC championship game. Can you imagine if that team did not lose to Pitt? Would that be a playoff team right now, Logan?
Yeah, they'd have to, in my opinion.
Even with the outside schedule they played, their only big win is Notre Dame.
Well, they would be contending. Well, Notre Dame, I would say, is a better win than like beating a USC. Mm-hmm. Like if we flip the script real quick, like if we beat Louisville would be our best win. Yeah. Well, no, that's Ohio State. My bad. Mm-hmm. But going in to the ACC championship, they would have to play Florida State, correct?
Yeah. Yes. And look how that's looking now.
Right. I was just about to say that. So it could have been dicey. It's one of those, again, they're kind of in a similar spot. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know, they show up against Pitt.
And the committee's pretty favorable for ACC as well. Like, usually they put Clemson high, maybe when they shouldn't be, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And they do look at spots. Like, that's been a known thing. Like, okay, this team lost. How did they lose? Who did they play the week before? Who did they play the week after? Losing to Pitt's inexcusable, but, I think they would. If they would have beat Pitt, they would be a playoff team. Mm-hmm. They'll be at New Year's 6, obviously, which Absolutely. Is still a hell of a year for Louisville.
They still got to beat Kentucky, and even if they drop Kentucky, it's out. If they win out, they're obviously in a New Year's 6 bowl. Even if they drop the ACC title, they're in a New Year's 6.
I would agree.
So Penn State sleeps past Rutgers 27-6, but who cares? Oklahoma struggles at BYU and wins 31-24. Tell you what, Venables has a lot of issues to figure out and fast in Oklahoma. Arizona dominates Utah 42-18. You can cross Cam Rising off the transfer portal quarterback conversation. He announces that he is staying at Utah for one more year. That is now his 7th season in college football. Georgia rolls Tennessee. Iowa clinches Big Ten West with a phenomenal 15-13 win over Illinois. That's typical Big Ten football right there. 15-13, baby. There's something about Iowa and the unders. We'll talk about that when it gets to Logan's lock of the week, but the over-under for Iowa, Nebraska this week is 26.5. Clemson.
It's the first time that they did not cover the spread and the under. They missed that extra point. It was 2.5. Otherwise, they'd be 9-2 on unders and covering.
Good Judas Priest. Clemson hands North Carolina its third loss with a 31-20 victory in Death Valley. Florida State wins 58-13, but loses Jordan Travis. That is a huge blow. And on top of that, Jordan Travis announces that his college career is over. He will not play another snap of college football again. So prayers up to him. That he was fun to watch this year for sure. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch. Very, very good quarterback and best recoveries for him. Washington survives in the last Corvallis meeting, 22-20. I will miss the Pac-12. We'll get to that obviously when we get to the matchups this week. But I thinking about it, I was watching some old games. I really am going to miss the Pac-12 this year. And it's a damn shame of what college football has come to, that we now have super conferences dominating. I mean, the whole college athletics as a whole is going to change now. You look at basketball, you look at baseball, football, everything about the game we know is going to change, and it's a damn shame. Michigan State beats IU 24-21, and that is the nail in the coffin for Tom Allen. Hey, you, out of here. Get out. You're done. Goodbye. Get out of here. 24-21 at home against Michigan State. Next. Northwestern. This is a pretty good story. They went 1-11 last year. With an interim head coach, they are now 6-5 and heading to a bowl game. All that stuff this season that they would not even win a game, maybe, because of all the hazing stuff that happened with Pat Fitzgerald and stuff. They're going bowling. What a turnaround for an interim head coach. They rallied behind him and got themselves to a bowl game. Appalachian State knocks off James Madison in overtime. A little salt on the wound there, huh? A little salt on the wound. Hey, you're not going bowling? We're going to beat you. UCLA blows out USC 38-20. The spoiled children now finish the year 7-5. That's tough. That is very, very tough. They roll into South Bend 6-0, and they finish 7-5. That might be worse than the Notre Dame 2014 season, to be honest with you. They start 6-0, go to Florida State. I don't know. New Mexico State beats Auburn in Jordan-Hare 31-10. So that is week 12. Moving ahead here to week 13, here are some of the marquee matchups that we will talk about here. We'll get to these obviously in a little bit to pick them, but I want to talk about some of these matchups. Texas Tech travels to Austin to take on Texas. Oregon State at Oregon. Oregon is favored by 13.5 points right now. That is a generous spread for a marquee matchup of top 15 teams, JR.
Yeah, but Oregon, they're humming along. They got a lot to play for. And I didn't understand, and maybe I couldn't pick up what was happening, but it seems like there's some quarterback issues, or was there an injury with Oregon State? DJ was kind of in and out of that game early on. And,
yeah, he was bouncing around in and out. I think the rain, it was very rainy, and he might have gotten hurt in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I didn't get home until about the second half of that game, because I obviously was in South Bend for our game. So I couldn't tell.
Oregon's tough at home. Oregon's pretty tough at home. We'll see. They got a lot to play for.
Rivalry game, though. It's the Civil War. Ohio State at Michigan. Obviously, a lot more than meets the eye here. A lot of people are talking about, Big Ten championship, national championship. JR, talk to us a little bit, because you are from Ohio. You've lived in Ohio your entire life. And I hate to do this on a Notre Dame show, but what does this rivalry mean in the state of Ohio?
It's probably the most important thing on the calendar year. I mean, I'm just being honest, and I hate Ohio State.
Yeah.
I cheer for Michigan in this game. I will cheer for Michigan again in this game. But it means everything for Ohio State fans. I know people who won't even use the letter M when they write.
That is absolutely crazy. Now, is it more of like
they won't use the letter M?
Yeah. Now, Urban Meyer said this week, it's not about the week, it's not about the year. In the state of Ohio, this rivalry game is a lifestyle. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. And if you look at the historical significance between Ohio and Michigan and kind of where the border was developed, there was almost like a mini war there that I'm pretty sure the way Ohio people would tell you is they won that territory. But it is like I said, it is a way of life. There are people who won't wear the letter M. They won't wear the color blue. They won't do anything, M or Michigan related. Everything is scum. So, good for them. They got their nice regional rivalry with their friend up north. Good for them. It's on Thanksgiving weekend. They can have their nice party and they can play early on at noon. And, it's going to be a nice big game this week and a lot of fun. Good for them.
Will they be in trouble if they drop this game?
Absolutely.
See, this is where I think that they fouled up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole sign stealing thing because I think it's way overblown. I think this is ridiculous. I think they have now.
You want me to?
I think they have.
No.
Yeah, I think they've kind of put the pressure back on themselves. If they don't win this week, what is their excuse now?
Yeah.
I mean, the coach isn't there. Presumably, they're not going to be able to steal their signs. Now it is at Michigan. What's the line? They're favored by. Are they favored by 4? Oh, so it's come down significantly. All the honks around here are very confident that Ohio State is going to go up there and they're going to win. And I think not having Harbaugh on the sideline is probably going to be felt the most by the quarterback for Michigan. I think he plays better when Harbaugh's there.
Well, Harbaugh just overall, I love Harbaugh as a head coach, especially in a game like this. I mean, I love Jim Harbaugh as a head coach. Not having him for your biggest game of the year, that's tough. That is very tough.
Okay, so I'm in the camp of you. I have always thought Harbaugh is an excellent coach. And up until Urban left, everybody thought Harbaugh stunk as a coach. And they have very short memories because he was excellent at San Diego State. He was excellent at Stanford. He was excellent with the 49ers.
Exactly.
But he did struggle until they believe he began cheating the last 2-3 years. Now, honestly, I think that's what the majority of the people believe. That's why they think they have lost the last couple of games against Michigan. Now, I don't like Desmond Howard, and I'm not a big Stephen A. Smith fan, but I saw an exchange between the two of them about a week or so ago. And if you look at the halftime, did you see where he spoke about that Ohio State was winning both of those games that they lost at halftime?
Yes, they were.
So, and again, look at how Michigan played, and look at how Michigan played against Penn State. We're running the ball. We're going to run it right at you and try and stop it. We're not going to throw it.
Mm-hmm.
So game for them. Good for them. I'm sick of talking about Ohio State. Yep. So asked me, I told you.
Yep. We'll move on here. We actually have somebody joining us right now. His basketball shoot got canceled this morning. So with that being said, Big DK is in the house for week 12. Dylan, happy Turkey Week, my friend.
Gobble, gobble, boys. How you doing, man?
I would stand up and give you an ovation, but I'm in my boxers.
Yeah, we don't want to see. We don't want to see a pea-sized whatever.
Hey, let's keep the turkey in our pants. Let's keep the turkey in the pants thus far today. It's not Thursday yet.
Just save the neck for me, Clark. We're it's a good morning. It's a good morning, fellas. Woke up at 9 o'clock to a text that said, "Oh yeah, by the way, our period is canceled." So they were going to fit me into their study hall session, which to each his own. They said come by after practice. I was like, that's how most people do it, but we're good. So here we are today, and it's a great day. Irish football season's coming to an end. A lot of rivalries, a lot of football, and I'm excited to be here, boys.
Yep. Now we'll pick up right where we left off. Unfortunately, Dylan, you missed the Wake Forest recap. Any thoughts you'd like to add on that a little bit? I mean, it was a sloppy first half. We already touched on that. Second half was a beatdown. Anything else?
No, you guys pretty much nailed it. Man,
anything on week
Notre Dame football game.
Yeah, anything on week.
I did like the props the guy gave. I did like the props the guy gave, saying that we're one of the best teams. But hey, you got 3 losses, so how good can you be with 3 losses? But yeah, I'm not much on week 12. I thought it was an interesting week. USC is abysmal. Caleb Williams should not be in the top 5. But yeah, those are my takes on week 12.
All right. Well, at least they're better than your college basketball takes there. Moving along here in week 13, Kentucky travels to Louisville. That is a noon kickoff in Cardinal Stadium. Louisville has a chance to make history and go 11-1. That would be one of their best seasons in Louisville football history. I think this team is going to win the ACC championship. That is neither here nor there. It is actually next week. Washington State at Washington. Florida State at Florida. This game just flipped 100% last week. I mean, this game is now, I thought Florida State would roll. This game now is going to be tricky. I hate to make this pick here in a few minutes, but I have to. Georgia travels to Georgia Tech. North Carolina travels to NC State. And then, of course, Notre Dame will travel to Palo Alto to face the 3-8 Stanford Cardinal on Saturday. And this matchup will mark the 4th straight game between the two where Stanford has had a losing record. 2019, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Last year in South Bend, the Cardinals shocked the Irish 16-14 for their first win in Notre Dame Stadium since 2016 and ended Notre Dame's 3-game win streak over Stanford. This rivalry used to be very, very entertaining in the early 2010s, 2012. I mean, you look at 2012, it was a 20-13 overtime win for Notre Dame in the pouring down rain. In 2014, again in the pouring down rain on a 3:30 day in South Bend, it was 17-14 Notre Dame. Everett Golson hits Ben Koyak in the corner of the end zone for the game winner. In 2015, Stanford wins at 38-26 or 38-36. 2016 at Notre Dame Stadium, it was 17-10 in favor of Stanford. So the two play for the Legends Trophy, and it started way back in the 1925 Rose Bowl. And then they played every single year since 1988, minus 95 and 96. And of course, 2020 due to COVID-19. Since 2009, Stanford is 5-2 at home against Notre Dame with wins in 2009, 45-38, the final game in the Charlie Weiss era, I believe. 2011, a 28-14 win at home against the Irish. 2013, the Rose Bowl team for Stanford, 27-20 against Notre Dame. And in 2015, Stanford kept Notre Dame out of the college football playoff with a 38-36 victory in the last second. One of the most classic Stanford Notre Dame games to date. And in 2017, Stanford blew them out 38-20. The Irish lead the all-time series 22-14. So there is your little historical breakdown of Notre Dame and Stanford. Let's break it down from today's standpoint. Stanford is 3-8 with wins over Hawaii, Colorado, and Washington State. Losses include USC, Sacramento State, Arizona, Oregon, UCLA, Washington, Oregon State, and Cal. Ashton Daniels has 2,095 pass yards and leads the team in rushing yards with 295 yards. Their backup quarterback is their second leading rusher, you guys, with 252 yards rushing this season. Not the best stat in the world to have your two quarterbacks as your leading rushers on the team, unless your name is Caleb Williams. The Cardinals scored 20.5 points per game with a total of 234 pass yards a game, with 11 pass touchdowns and 9 interceptions, as well as 116 rush yards a game and 13 rushing touchdowns this season. We all know what Notre Dame is capable of on the offensive side of the ball: 37 points per game, as well as 257 pass yards per game and 163 rush yards per game. And the defense has been elite all year. So with that being said, Stanford is the worst team on the schedule outside of Pitt, who is now 3-8 as well. Now, Dylan, you mentioned this a couple weeks ago after we lost to Clemson. You are not confident of going into Palo Alto and walking out with a win. Has anything changed since 2 weeks ago when you made that statement?
Yes, I am a bigot. I'm whatever you want to call me here. I mean, 26.5's the dang line. Like, you really got to play a terrible football game to lose this one. But, I mean, feelings have changed a little bit. I think I was just emotional after that Clemson game because I was just furious. But I was very out on Freeman. I was very out on all this stuff. I'm still on the fence. I know I should probably pick a side and make a decision, but right now it's splitting me upside. So I'm just sitting here and realizing that there's a pretty darn good shot that they could at least escape with a win. So yeah, I got the Irish no matter what.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I will say this: I'm looking at like their leading stat leaders and stuff. Chris Tyree's the leading receiver on the Irish. That's the guy was running back last year, and he's got 400 some yards.
Yeah, very, very true. Very true. We're also 8-3, so let's not act like, and that's something out of the normal. We don't know how to count to 11. So JR, moving along here, Stanford, this team, I hate to say this on the show, and I hate to say it, but they're bad. This is a bad football team. This really is a bad team.
Yeah, so it was interesting to hear you start your Stanford overview historically. And when I was first introduced to Stanford, Notre Dame was coming off of like being, I don't know, 27-1. And here comes Stanford into town with a coach named Bill Walsh. And I think we're about an 18-point favorite, and we lost at home. And we tried to come roaring back and ran out of miracles and ran out of time. And then guess what happened 2 years later? They did it to us again at Notre Dame. And some of the coaches that they have, Bill Walsh, Denny Green, Jim Harbaugh, they've had some David Shaw. I mean, yeah, exactly. 26.5.
A lot.
That is a lot. And this isn't the same. This isn't that Stanford team from way back when, but they do have some nice performances on their record. They took Washington to the wire. How'd they fare against USC?
Lost big. It was like 50.
They lost big to USC. Okay. But they're a weird team, and they play prime. They play late at night and you think they stink, and then some weekends you wake up on Sunday morning and you're like, what did Stanford do? So I don't know what to get out of them or what we're going to see, but I certainly hope we go out on the West Coast and we continue the second half loosey-goosey feeling that we suddenly came away with when we walked out of the locker room at half against Wake. That's the team I want to see going to the West Coast. That's how I want to see us play. We got nothing to lose. They're porous on defense. Come on, Parker. You want to keep your job, man. You better air it out and let's go. And that's it. Let's get back to the Estime question about, he comes in for a couple of plays, a couple nice runs, and then he disappears. I don't want to see that. We might not get a chance to see him again. Let's see him play consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this game should be a blowout and what, but there are a lot of things that are important moving forward. And, to Dylan's point, you don't want to go out there looking bad and lose to this team again.
Right.
Because I'm pretty strong on my convictions about where I feel with this staff.
Same here.
And, let's go out there and try and achieve winning 10 games in a bowl game.
Good job, guys. Hey, good job. Great job. Logan, last time we went to Stanford, it was a 45-14 victory for the Fighting Irish in 2021. About a week or 2 weeks after, Brian Kelly decided he's had it with the cold weather and he's going to go eat gumbo in Louisiana State. I'm really hoping that we can keep our head coach after a West Coast trip this year.
Yeah. Stanford's always been one for me. I've always enjoyed that game. Obviously, it was at the 2012 game. That's got to be up there for games I've been to. But they have always found a way to, one, make it competitive. In the 2011, 2012, 2013, they were really good. But after that, their teams weren't as good as they were used to, or as I was used to seeing. And they still found ways to make it competitive. They blew us out a couple times. I remember Jimmy Clausen, I don't know why this always stuck with me, threw it to David Grimes. And we were playing in California, and Grimes catches it, and they call it incomplete as a one-hand catch. I don't know why that always stuck with me as a kid. So I've always hated Stanford. Playing them, it just never has just gone well. It seems like, YouTube that one. I don't know if JR remembers that, but
The hot dog. I'm sorry, the hot dog. Yes, Grimes. I do remember. Oh man, Logan, you had to bring it up.
And then obviously last year, that was awful. That made us feel really bad about ourselves. Had to go find some therapy after the 2-point loss. And then, this year they have, we could talk about spots. Stanford has an opportunity, one, to get momentum as a program.
Good there, JR?
I muted him. For now, I muted him.
So Stanford has an opportunity to get momentum and build towards next year. And, oh, boy. I've tried to keep it together.
Yeah, talk about spots. Talk about
spots. If they're able to somehow, one, compete, but two, beat us, I don't really know how I feel inside. I don't think that we've talked about that a lot. I don't know if it's not warranted or if it's just not needed. But if Stanford somehow finds a way to get it done and we finish 8-4, I don't know what I would do. That is
well, I'll tell you what you do. Right now, this week, we're in the same house because I'm on Thanksgiving break. There would be holes in this house that you and I would need to fix for our father. So he would not be a happy camper if we lose to Stanford this week. I can tell you that right now. From that, Logan, I'm going to transition. I am not worried about this road game at all. It's not going to be a sellout. It's not a good atmosphere whatsoever when their team is down like they have been. I almost said it. It's a junk stadium. It really is. They have grass. The field is terrible. I'm not worried at all about this road game. So, Dylan, we'll move to your key to the game on Saturday in Palo Alto.
Finish the regular season with a win. I know it sounds dumb.
Thank you, Dylan.
But go in there, find a way to win a football game, because if you lose this game, there's going to be so many freaking questions. You're gonna lose. You're gonna finish the season at 8-4, and you'll be ooh. Marcus Freeman could be fired if they lose this game. I don't think they do it, but the conversation becomes a lot more likely than if they get away with a win. So I think it's a very, very big game. He'll be on a seat that's burning hot. He better not sit down. I mean, it's problematic if he finds a way to lose this game. So in terms of Marcus Freeman, you better win, buddy. Simply put, could be your little legacy game.
Yeah. Logan?
No one cares about USC when they're losing against freaking whoever the hell last week.
With that, we'll move to Logan's key to the game here, or should I say Vince Jr.?
Yeah. My key is obviously kind of going to piggyback off of JR. Do you still have poor JR muted?
No, he's not me. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Fritchie.
There he is.
Yeah, I lost my internet at home, so I had to get on my phone.
Oh boy.
Fire.
Damn it,
My
Norn.
key to the game is
Go ahead, Logan.
yeah. Take care of the ball, obviously, on the road. It will be interesting to see how we come out. You know, it doesn't seem like on the road we've been motivated to come out and compete at the level we do compete at home. So I think you get this win. Yes, it's against Stanford. It's on the road, though. And I think that's something like where you can look back and say, okay, that's improvement. Like, we played a full game on the road. And I think that's what we need to do. Take care of the ball, air it out, and then get ready to play in the Who Gives a Crap Bowl.
Thank you. Thanksgiving week. It's Thanksgiving week. No cussing. JR, key to the game.
Oh, there will be cussing today.
The key to the game is staying loosey-goosey. The defense is going to travel. Everybody's going to be well fed. They're going to have a nice Thanksgiving meal. They're going to be this probably the biggest game on Pac-12 network history with having Notre Dame on it. They're probably never going to get a larger audience. Is this going to be simulcast on Peacock too? I mean, jeez, oh Pete. You hope you boys got the fire stick broken, ready to find the game. I continue to build on in the second half of last year or of last game. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of this archaic, mature, basic passing game that we have. And again, we have the players in the room. I don't want to hear that we don't have enough guys and our wide receivers are not good enough. We need to have some more faith and trust and confidence in the people that we have, and we got to block. If you're going to pass the ball, you got to be able to give the quarterback enough time to do it. That, and I want to see Estime play a full game where he gets 25, 30 carries. Because they're you know, there's to be made being the best in the country, and he's kind of on the edge about whether or not he's going to come back or not. He wasn't a part of senior day, was he? He's not a senior, is he?
No.
He's not leaving. Well, he could leave. He's eligible to go to the pros, but you know, I like that guy. I liked him since he stepped on the field the first time a couple years ago, the bowling ball. He's been a good representative. I don't know his health status, but if he can be the bell cow and run the ball 20 to 25 times, and that opens up the play action pass, which I don't know what our coach was talking about play action pass a couple of weeks ago after the Clemson game on the bye week. But, you know, let's be aggressive. Let's take a lot of shots vertically. I don't want to take this one shot, maybe a half, or we take a shot here in the second half. Let's push the issue, man. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Damn it. Better not lose on Thanksgiving.
I'd vomit my stuffing up if we lose to Stanford on Thanksgiving weekend. That's what would happen. I'll tell you that right now. My key to the game, I'm going to go outside of what you guys said. JR, I love what you said about the offensive line because that has been an absolute what?
Shocker.
JR, I love what you said about the offensive line. Hand wave. Our offensive line has been awful this year. It's been an absolute dumpster fire all season long. Train wreck. One of the worst offensive line seasons I can remember about Notre Dame football. My key to the game is stopping the quarterback run. This kid, I watched some film on him last night. This kid is a good runner. I'll tell you that right now. He can scramble on the run. He doesn't throw it on the run very much, but when he rolls out of the pocket, it's most likely going to be he's going to be taken off with the ball, and he's going to get downfield quickly. He is a very fast quarterback. He's a very athletic quarterback. However, I like our chances to stop him up front and get pressure on him early, get him rattled, and that is my key to the game. We'll move on to Logan's lock of the week, and then I have a special lock of the week for Thanksgiving theme. So, Logan, go ahead.
Yeah, so Oregon State, Oregon, the line is 13.5. Oregon at home plays well. However, these rivalry games, I love it. Usually don't see a ton of blowouts. I am taking Oregon State in that Beaver to cover the 13.5. It's time for me to get back on track.
Yeah, there you go. You got to pick the Beaver to get stuffed on Thanksgiving stuffing. Stuffing the Beaver.
Yeah, that's very true. Logan has lost 3 in a row, by the way, for the first time this season.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I just want to point that out. And now my special lock of the week. This is more of a panel discussion. You guys know me. You know I like to eat. So my total plate number, over or under, what would it be on Thanksgiving? Over, under my total plates consumed. Huh?
Oh, plates. Okay.
Plates, yes.
Over. If we're doing plates or calories.
No, not
calories. Does it include dessert?
Oh, yes, it includes dessert. You bet your butt it does. What's my over under on plates consumed this Thanksgiving Thursday?
Can I do some inquiries?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. What time do you eat?
We usually eat at about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Okay, so you're a fairly early eater, so that would raise the number. I'm gonna go 3.5 with Frenchie.
3.5.
I'm going over 3.5.
Over 3.5.
You know, he's guys, let's cut the Red Rocket out of this for a minute. He's home on break. He's it's first time. He's a freshman. Maybe he doesn't eat very well over there at Testicle Tech. I don't know what those dorm food's like. It doesn't compare to right at IU. I got 3.5, I think. Yeah.
You got 3.5? All right.
I'm going over. You're definitely a 2-plate guy to.
Oh, that's a given. That's a given.
So
yeah, Landon's getting 2 right off the bat.
Yeah, so I'm low. I might be low.
You're a little.
I'm gonna go. I think the realistic line for Frenchie there, mind you, little chubs as a kid, lost a ton of weight, looks normal now.
Normal is crazy.
Little man, this is tough. I'm gonna say the over under for this one would be 6. I gotta think. I'm gonna make an inquiry here as well, because you do have the owner of Texas Roadhouse in the long establishment Who is cooking what?
I am handling the smoked turkey and dressing and sweet potato casserole. Bob,
so there'll be a boat.
Bob is in charge of the ham, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, and pies. Ryan will not be cooking on Thanksgiving. This is his vacation. So that changes the whole round.
So there's a bird and a ham.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
2 birds.
Is there now? Okay, now I'm Italiano. So is there wedding soup? Is there mostaccioli? Are there meatballs? Give me a little bit more info on the spread.
All right, here's the spread.
I have to hop in my car and make 4 hours west to pick myself up a plate. Yeah. What's on the dessert menu? Are we talking pumpkin pie, apple pie? Are we going ice cream? Are we doing dilly bars? Is there somebody's birthday?
Dilly bars.
Ryan's in town.
So here's the spread for Thanksgiving this year. We got a spatchcock turkey. We're smoking it. We got a ham. We're smoking it. We got a roasted turkey. We're roasting that. We're roasting that one for the people who don't like that smoky flavor on that turkey. We're doing stuffing. We're doing sweet potato casserole. We're doing green bean casserole. We're doing mashed potatoes. We're doing pecan pie. We're doing pumpkin pie. I think I got it all. I think I covered it all.
Where's the Tylenol?
Mac and cheese. I think
what?
Mac and cheese.
What is the guest number?
Oh, I think we got 12.
Ding.
We got 12.
Okay.
With the girlfriends.
We have 12, but the guest number does not count because Landon does not care. If you don't get your plates, we'll go take them from you.
If you don't get your plate when you are called, when we start the line, if you're not in line, you miss out. You miss out. I'm sorry. If you are not in line when the line is called, I don't make the rules. This is not Nam. This is Thanksgiving. There are rules, all right? There are rules. All right.
So, I'm taking the over. The line for me, 6.5. I'm hammering the over.
7 plate day.
I am taking, if I were to bet.
Can you warm it up, Landon? Can you warm it up and have it at like 10 p.m. as you watch college?
Oh, yeah. This counts for the whole day. I have taken Landon, like if I'm doing a little side bet, I'm taking 9 plates on the day. 9 plates. I'm taking the over on his plate count.
I'm going to go.
I'm going to qualify that a turkey counts as a plate.
I'll tell you what, you're treating me like Cordell right now, and I don't like it.
No.
Go ahead, Dylan. Go ahead, Dylan.
I'm going under 6.5 plates.
Okay. All right. I obviously can't make a bet because I'm the one consuming it. So we'll move on here to week 13 in college football. One of my favorite weeks of the year, it's quite frankly. So with that, let's go.
Crazy, we're already here. Holy cow.
I know. Where'd the time go? Number 13, Ole Miss at Mississippi State. Thanksgiving night, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN. The Egg Bowl.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Head nod right here.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, this is a head nod picker. I'm going Ole Miss. Another Thanksgiving, or check that. Friday night, Black Friday football at noon. TCU at number 14, Oklahoma, noon on Fox Friday afternoon.
Joklahoma.
Mo-po-homa.
I like Oklahoma and this one as well. Number 16, Iowa at Nebraska, Friday, 12 p.m. on CBS. The over-under is 26.5 points.
Has Iowa secured their spot in the championship game?
Yes.
It has to win to become bowl eligible.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going Iowa.
Okay. Fair.
I got a little cushion and lead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. Let's not talk about it.
I'm gonna stick to
Give me Iowa.
Cornhuskers.
Ooh.
People are eating corn on Thanksgiving. There we go. Cornhuskers. They're going to husk that corn.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick. I can respect it, but I like Iowa in this one in an absolute slugfest. Give me the Hawkeyes. UTSA travels to number 24 Tulane as I drop my pen. Friday, 3:30 p.m. on ABC. This ought to be an interesting matchup here.
Tulane.
UTSA.
Landon, are they the Roadrunners?
They are the Roadrunners. Meep.
Yeah, I'll take 24th ranked Tulane. I'm riding the green wave on Thanksgiving or Black Friday, I guess now.
You know, I like Tulane in this one as well. What a season they're going to have. Their lonesome losses against Ole Mississippi. Number 9, Missouri at Arkansas, Friday, 4 p.m. on CBS.
Mizzou.
This is tough. I got to try to get some games back. Arkansas at home needs a little momentum going into the next year. Give me Arkansas. Gonna have the treat this week like Dillon.
That would be the upset of the week for sure, I think.
I'm in Missouri, so I'm going to take Missouri.
You all right over there? No more.
Yeah.
No more finger painting?
No more. What?
Nothing.
I don't know what that means all the time.
Texas Tech at number 7, Texas, Friday, 7:30 p.m. on ABC. He lost JR again. Logan, Texas Tech or Texas?
Texas. Just send him to Frenchie. We'll get him his picks.
Continue, Dylan.
Hornies.
Yeah, I like Texas in this one as well. I like them big in this one, to be honest with you. I like Texas big.
Longhorns. Hey, boys. Longhorns.
Quit. Number 12, Penn State at Michigan State, Friday, 7:30 p.m. on NBC.
Tickle me, Sandusky.
Yeah, Penn State.
Hey, Dylan, could you pay attention and stop texting there, please?
Sorry, my dad's making Thanksgiving plans.
Well, Scotty's in Cabo or whatever. He can chill out. He's chill
back
out
now. He's mad he's got to work tomorrow. He's off 15 of the last 16 days.
Oh, he has to work.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Penn State on the road in this one. I think it's going to be tight at first. I just don't believe in this Penn State offense. However, I think they are good enough to handle Michigan State. Number 11, Oregon State at number 6, Oregon. Friday, 8:30 p.m. on Fox. I lost Logan for the time being. Dylan, go ahead.
Quack, 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 quack.
I'm here.
He just had to stand up.
There he is.
Yeah. Give me the beaver. Stuffing that beaver.
You're stuffing it?
I love it. Stuffing Thanksgiving beaver. Gotta have it.
I am going Oregon in this ball game. I think Oregon punches their ticket. I think Oregon wins this game. I think they win the Pac-12 championship, and I like Oregon to make the college football playoff. Give me the Ducks at home in the last scheduled Civil War meeting. JR, we'll do a last test here. Can you hear us?
Yeah, just give me the last couple games and I'll fire them off. There's really bad weather here, so.
Okay, all right. Texas Tech and Texas.
Tech.
Penn State, Michigan State.
Tickle me Sandusky.
Oregon State at Oregon.
Some bird. We don't want him fingering the bird. What's that? What's the next game?
Oregon State, Oregon.
Oregon.
All right, and that brings us here to the game of the year, perhaps, in college football. Number 2, Ohio State. At number 3, Michigan, 12 p.m. on Fox. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt on the call. My favorite duo in college football. JR, who you rolling with?
I'm going Michigan. I hope everything that Ryan Day said after the Ohio State game about being tough and, Lou Holtz this, I hope Michigan pounds it down their throat. I got Michigan.
Logan.
We lost Logan for the time being, so this is...
Sorry, I had to grab my friends here. I have 2 things in my hands that I will be eating, and none of them contain cheeseburgers. These poor things can't steal signs. This is what's going to happen Saturday at noon. I have never been more excited to watch college football. It is a nooner. I don't know if this is appropriate, but I will be hammered watching Ohio State go into that whore town of Ann Arbor. Yes, it is still a whore. Even though they are cheaters, a whore always cheats. Give me the Buckeyes by 1,000,000. It won't even be close. Give me Ohio State. Give me Coach Day saving his career in Ann Arbor. I'm taking the Buckeyes.
Dylan?
Wow. I don't know what I just witnessed, but that was good. I have Ohio State winning 13-10.
Listen, this is the game of the year in college football. There's no denying it. There's a lot at stake, not only nationally, not only in the Big Ten. It's going to be one of these games. If you see behind me on my screen here, that was from 2013 after a brawl that got ejected. I hate both of these teams with a burning passion. I hate Michigan more. I think they are not going to be able to handle all of the stuff that's coming out. This guy does not know how to coach in this rivalry game. They're without their head coach. Ohio State's pumped up. They've lost 2 in a row. Oh, wait! Oh, give me the Buckeyes to roll the Michigan Wolverines. And I mean roll the Michigan Wolverines. Do not like Michigan. It all comes out that they were overrated all year long. I like Ohio State, 0 State, whatever. Kentucky at number 10, Louisville, 12 p.m. on ABC. Nice transition there.
This is going to be a better game than most people think.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Logan Braum at home. Let me give me Louisville.
Not a bad pick. I am taking Stoops in prime time. Taking the SEC. Give me Kentucky.
Wildcat offense. Check the paw prints.
Now I smell like
Kentucky.
cooking turkey.
Yeah, I was about to say that you probably got juices running down you now. I like Louisville to win this one at home. 11-1. They will finish out. I just don't have faith in this Kentucky team this year. They really have let me down. Very disappointing team. Texas A&M at number 15, LSU, 12 p.m. on ESPN.
Do they eat gumbo for Thanksgiving down there? I wonder what kind of turkey. Brian Kelly's family makes. I'm gonna go LSU. I think Jaden Daniels should be the Heisman winner personally. That's just me. I don't know if Logan's done fondling those breasts over there, but I got LSU.
Good show. I'm going LSU.
Never a bad idea to pick a good team. Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, the term "this is a kid show" got thrown out a couple weeks ago. You guys have totally ruined it. LSU. I like LSU to win this one big. Number 8, Alabama at Auburn, 3:30 p.m. on CBS. This has potential to be one of the worst Iron Bowls in a long, long time.
Boy, was Auburn did they get caught looking ahead with their pants down last week? I mean, and is New Mexico State really 8-3?
Yes.
I mean, are they ranked?
No.
I mean, I know you had them ranked in the Lando power rankings at 8-3, but
paper and pencil.
I mean, when I think of New Mexico State, I think of like garbage. I guess New Mexico State.
Are they the Roadrunners?
No. You got Bama or Auburn?
Oh, what the hell am I talking about? New Mexico State. Bama, of course.
Give me Bama.
Roll Tide.
Dang it, I thought this one would be for sure one of those that Dylan would pick. Some crap. I like Alabama in this one big. Number 17, Arizona at Arizona State, 3:30 p.m. on ESPN.
Zona, that guy, he's playing himself into a payday somewhere.
Yeah. Arizona.
Arizona, not the state.
Yeah, White. I got the Wildcats in this one. Vandy at number 18, Tennessee, 3:30 on the SEC network. Now, we do this show just for disclaimer because Tennessee will most likely be out of the rankings. I just want to say that. We're doing this show today on Tuesday. The rankings come out tonight because obviously we were going to do a Tuesday and Thursday show. Thanksgiving's Thursday. We're not working on Thursday. I'm going to be having to eat 10 plates. So this is based off of last week's rankings. But don't worry, we'll have some games that I think will be added into the mix this year. So continue, Logan. Vandy at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Sorry, totally forgot about JR. You going with Tennessee?
Yeah, a lot of people think Tennessee could be our bowl opponent.
Yeah, very well could be.
This is a head nod pick. What are we doing?
I'm not doing. I'm not doing a head nod pick for rivalry week. It's rivalry.
It's Clark Lee, man. That team's bad.
You're bad. BYU at Oklahoma State, 3:30 on ABC.
Poke.
What was the game?
Really? BYU at Oak State.
Oh, God. Give me the Mormons. Got trust in the Mormons.
I told you guys that
you got another week.
I told you guys that I can't do that with Oklahoma State anymore. I'm done, freaking done. Yeah, so bring them down.
Yeah, I like Oklahoma State in this one. Logan, you still have next week and the bowl game weeks. You know that, right?
Yep, I got to try to get 1 or 2 a week. Chip away at the lead.
All
Well, it
right.
doesn't start with the Mormons.
All right. Washington State at number 5. Washington, 4 p.m. on Fox. The Huskies are 1 win away from perfection in 2023 regular season.
Penix, Washington, DeBoer.
Huskies.
Big Penix energy.
Oh, I like Washington to win big in this one. Washington State, what a letdown. Watch out for this spot, though. Washington State might have found themselves last week against Prime. They put up 56 points. Dylan, go ahead.
If they can say it on network television, I can say it on GDR.
I know they said it on the national broadcast. I saw it. I heard it. It's funny. Number 4, Florida State at Florida, 7 p.m. on ABC. This game has gotten flipped upside down this week. I'll tell you that right now.
Florida is now favored, I believe, correct?
Last I checked, Florida State was favored by 6.
6.5 Florida State.
Oh. I'm going to have to, Zach, he's wrong on his numbers. He's usually right on those. I'm going to go free shoe you, I guess, but yeah, give me free shoe you.
This is the game you should have taken, not BYU.
Yeah, I'm going to do the Gators. Give me Florida.
He's burying himself a grave he can't get out of.
Who you got, Dylan?
Gators.
Man, I'll tell you what, they're going to be without their star quarterback. Give me
It
the
merged
Gators.
so good.
In the swamp, too. I know Florida sucks. They're going to pack that place. They always do. That place is going to be rocking. Give me the Gators. Number 1, Georgia at Georgia Tech, 7:30 p.m. on ABC. I saw a tweet yesterday that in Bobby Dodd Stadium, 87% of the tickets that have been sold are Georgia tickets.
As they should. This is a head nod pick.
Georgia.
Logan.
Georgia. I thought we agreed on the head nod.
Yeah.
Well,
there's no way in hell Georgia
Tech
Tech beats Georgia in 50 years.
Well, I didn't, because Georgia's going to be coming in 11-0. They're going to the SEC championship. Georgia Tech has a lot to play for. Their first-year head coach. This is going to be a tight game. I think Georgia wins, but I like Georgia Tech to make it competitive. I think Georgia Tech hangs in there and makes it competitive in prime time on Saturday. Number 25, Kansas, which they're not going to be ranked most likely, at Cincinnati, 7:30 on ESPN2.
Weird game here. Some of these Big 12 games. Yeah. Give me Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah. Jayhawks.
Get used to it in the Big 12, and quite frankly, around college football, these weird matchups, week 12 or week 14, whatever. I like Kansas. Give me the Jayhawks. Number 20, North Carolina, which most likely out of the top 25. Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. At NC State, 8 p.m. on the ACC network. Tricky game.
Yeah. It's at where?
North Carolina State.
In Raleigh.
Give me North Carolina. There you go, Logan. The door is swung open.
Come on. Might need a timeout after this week. Give me North Carolina State. We're going on a run. Come on, Mormons. Got to start it out for us.
Starts with one.
They will start up.
Need a bucket and a stop. Starts with one, just like a cigarette, Lando.
Wolfpack.
North Carolina rolls into Raleigh. They're going to get railed out in Raleigh. Give me NC State in this one. See ya, Mac Brown. Iowa State at Kansas State, 8 p.m. on Fox.
Who was it?
I said Iowa State at Kansas.
So I'm flying. So I'm flying solo on Ohio State and the last game and North Carolina. Okie dokie. I can't believe you guys have fallen and you've joined the dark side at Ohio State. Like that, I don't care what Michigan has done.
4-0 as an underdog in the last 12 years.
I hate
Michigan. That deserves.
I hate Michigan more than I hate Ohio State.
I hate Michigan. I hate their guts.
They're 4-0 as an underdog in the last 12 years. Ohio State is. They're an underdog here.
Man.
5-0. 5-0. Continue. I'm tired of talking about that game.
I got K-State at home.
He's thinking about it. He's really thinking about this one, isn't he?
Just trying to imagine the Mormons getting it done. Getting railed out of Raleigh. Buckeyes. God, give me the Cyclones.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Oh, boy.
He's overthinking this entire week, and he's going to be as low as I am. Kansas State.
I have K-State as well. Another name that a lot of people aren't throwing out there for other head coaching jobs is Matt Campbell, Iowa State's head coach. He is, I like that. I like him a lot. Here is our non-ranked game of the weeks as of Tuesday. Now, some of these teams will find their way into the top 25, maybe. But anyway, Miami at Boston College, Friday at 12 p.m. on ABC.
Yuck.
No Doug Flutie.
I remember watching that game live.
You're ancient.
Miami.
Give me Miami.
Man, I'll go the lone wolf here. I like BC at home to close out the season 7-5, 6-6 for Miami. Pitt at Duke, 12 p.m. Saturday on the ACC network.
I can't believe they haven't Narduzzi yet.
Duke has fallen apart. Give me Duke.
Duke.
I like Duke in this one. For the sake of Notre Dame, boy, if they lose, they finish 6-6, and we only beat them by what? 3, 4, 2? I don't know. It was a bad win. We got Colorado at Utah, 3 p.m. on Saturday. Last time we get to see Coach Prime in 2023.
They can't be full eligible, correct?
Correct. They're 4-3-7, something like that.
Landon should give thanks to Coach Prime for providing such great content all year long. Utah.
Give me Utah.
Yeah, that team's cooked. Utah.
Yeah, the Utah might score 80 in this one. Give me Utah. Northwestern at Illinois, 3:30 on the Big Ten Network. Northwestern going bowling. Illinois 1 win away from going bowling.
Now, this is a pretty good game.
Uh-huh.
If you can sit there and commit yourself to it, I'm going to go Illinois.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bielema. Pull the trigger.
Northwestern.
Wow, he's still doing it.
He's
You know,
drunk
if you
already.
parlay all that, you could probably win $2,000.
He's already sauced up for the Ohio State game. You saw him over there fondling those breasts and sick of me saying Dustin. I mean, you know, he's shooting an 8-point shot.
Yeah.
Dylan?
I'm going with the Fighting Illini.
I like Northwestern in this one to knock off Illinois. No bowl game for Illinois this year. Wisconsin at Minnesota, 3:30 on FS1. Minnesota fighting for a bowl in this one as well at home.
Oh, this is the what do they call this? The hatchet game or something?
Yeah, something like that. The axe or something. Let's see.
Or the spittoon. No, the spittoon. That's IU. The spittoon. Give me the home team. I'll go Minnesota. I don't like that pick. Oh man.
Give me the Badgers.
Here comes a whole pack of Badgers from Dylan. Ready?
Wisconsin, whole pack of Badgers.
There you go. I like Wisconsin to take this one as well. I don't know what they call it. Oh yeah, there it is. There's a hatchet. There.
The
Yeah.
Golden Beaver.
Right there. There it is. Right there. I like Wisconsin. Yeah. Maryland at Rutgers, 3:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. No, that's why it's not prison inmate. It's going to be a good game.
Oh boy.
Very
Give me Maryland.
Yeah, give me Maryland. Damn it.
Rutgers. An easy pick.
I like Rutgers at home in this one. The battle of the formerly newest Big Ten teams, and now they're going to be part of the OGs, if you will, next year when it comes to 2024. I like Rutgers to win at home. Virginia Tech at Virginia, 3:30 p.m. on the ACC network. Goodness gracious, Landon. These games are always competitive, I'll tell you what.
Oh man, Virginia, they're playing a little better. I'm going to take Virginia at home.
Give me the Hokies.
Virginia Tech.
God, we could go on a fat run here.
Need it. I like Virginia Tech in this one on the road. This is going to be a good game, though. Virginia is playing better the last couple weeks. Clemson at South Carolina, 7:30 on the SEC network.
Clemson.
This will be a good one, though. Trump's coming, isn't he? I thought I saw that on Twitter. He'll be in attendance. Golly, South Carolina is so god awful. Give me Clemson.
Yeah, I don't know. They've won 3 in a row, but that Beamer coach is bad. He's probably getting himself fired. So I'm going with Clemens.
Shout out Anthony. I like Clemson. I'll say it every time I pick them. You're welcome, Clemson, for saving your season. Cal at UCLA, 10:30 on ESPN.
UCLA.
She go to UCLA.
All right, Leslie Chow. Give me UCLA in this one without their head coach. We have 3 prison inmate games I'd like to cover this week. Only 3. Indiana, 3-8 at Purdue. At Purdue, 3-8. I just want to go ahead, JR. We'll go picks here. JR, go ahead.
I mean, give me Purdue.
Give me Tom Allen. Goes to West Lafayette. Gets it done.
Just like basketball this year, give me the Boilermakers.
Oh, not wrong.
I will be in the dump this weekend with my girlfriend's family. I will get to see that junk crappy, smelly, disgusting, rundown, ugly, prison-looking campus. Oh, everything about that university bothers me. Everything from their stadium to their buildings, it just bothers me. I like Purdue to win this, though. IU sucks. They suck. Give me Purdue at home to take the bucket. UConn 2-9 at UMass 3-8, 12 p.m. ESPN Plus.
UConn and UMass. You're really, I mean, you must be really thankful for college football to put this game on the docket.
It's prison inmate. It's prison inmate.
I guess they get a meal on Thanksgiving too. Give me UMass.
I remember when UConn beat us. I was at that game.
Charlie, baby.
Yep.
Golly, Moses. Give me UMass.
UConn not win. UMass.
I like UConn in this one. Last prison inmate, it's actually the CW Network game of the week. Wake Forest 4-7 at Syracuse 5-6. Syracuse has announced that they are firing their head coach at the end of the season, 2 p.m. on the CW Network.
Yeah, and apparently they've already hired Al Golden, according to Twitter. That's a joke.
You have the option to take your bowl, right? If you go 6-6.
Mm-hmm. You can decline. It's an invite.
What? Say this game again to me.
Wake at Syracuse.
At Syracuse. Give me Syracuse and the Swan Song for Dino.
Give me Syracuse as well.
Orange.
I like Wake Forest in the upset on the CW Network in the Dome. Number 19, Notre Dame at Stanford, 7 p.m. on the Pac-12 Network.
I'm going to go Notre Dame 38, Stanford 13.
I like that score. Just the other way around. Kidding. I'm going to go Notre Dame 52. Stanford 10.
I thought about one going in the 50s too.
Notre Dame 33, Stanford 20.
Little tight for my liking there. I like Notre Dame in this one. When is the last time that we shut out an opponent? I like this defense deserves a shutout. I think Notre Dame shuts them out 49-0 over their rival and brings the Legends Trophy back home to South Bend. And I'll answer that question. The last time we shut somebody out was 2021 against Georgia Tech, 55-0. Fact check me on that, please.
We were there.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I said that sarcastically because I don't usually get fact checked when it comes to those scores. All right, that does it for us on the GDR this week. We hope everybody from our family here at Golden Domers Report to yours has a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. I know we'll enjoy college football on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then, of course, NFL on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Stuff that turkey.
So we're going to stuff that turkey, stuff that beaver. Go Irish. We'll see you next Tuesday, everybody.
By Samardzija, inside the 20, inside the 10. He's going in. Notre Dame has scored.
Go! You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal.
Notre is relevant again.
The 20, the 10, 5-5 Rocket touchdown.
Notre Dame is number one.
It's a game of who's going to flinch first. We know that it won't be Notre Dame.